November 7th, 1978. 9:30 a.m., fair 44 degrees Fahrenheit, Election Day. Dear ones all, I came home from Aunt Glenna's yesterday after WMA. We had our WMA at Mabel Wilkins at Wall Lake, and she served us a special luncheon, really a whole meal. We had an unusually good turnout and election of officers. Barbara May is still our president. Marilyn and Granny Fritz were at the meeting. Marilyn took Granny back to her folks and then came to Glenna's and picked me up. Marilyn's old Grandpa Willison died Sunday night, and she needed to learn the funeral arrangements. He had suffered so much and was 89 years old, so it's better he could go. The funeral was Wednesday p.m. It's good the funeral wasn't today, as Marilyn is head of the election board in Orangeville. She'll have a long, hectic day with our complicated problems. We have 10 propositions to vote on besides the balloting for officers. Likely they'll be waiting in line in many places. Dorlene is going to pick me up to go vote at 3:30 p.m. after work. Junior and Jerry voted on their way to work. We had the nicest week all last week. The weather was fair and warm all week long with temperatures up in the low 70s some days. Sunday night it finally clouded up and was rainy and cool all day yesterday. It surely felt raw after so much nice weather. Sunday evening, Jenny told us that Carl Lightcap, who has a CB radio, had talked with Stephen in Colorado. The men had already gotten $3, and the season only opened on Saturday. Stephen, David Johncock, and John Moore left last Wednesday p.m. to head for Colorado and drive right through. Dad had phoned to Stephen's on Wednesday to let him know where they had found a good place in a new area. Dad said the weather was nice, around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I guess if all the men get their bucks soon, they won't be staying on for the whole season, which ends November 14th. Stephen had done some bow and arrow hunting before he left Michigan. On Tuesday after work, he shot $3. He missed one and grazed one across the brisket, and the next one he shot and killed. It was a big 8-point buck. He got it partly taken care of before he left on Wednesday. The ever-helpful Jenny did the rest after he left. If it had been me, I'd have taken it to the locker plant and let them process it. Our pastor Chuck has done a lot of bow and arrow hunting this fall, but don't think he's gotten one. Monday was Pastor Chuck and Katie's 7th wedding anniversary. She went with him north someplace where he was going to bow hunt. The little girls stayed with Jenny, so they were at WMA too. Saturday is Robin Fox's wedding at 2 p.m. at Freeport United Brethren Church. We didn't get any invitation, but Isaac talked to Nelda. She said there had been some confusion, but they did want me to come or us if Dad gets home. Robin hasn't been living at home, as there have been harsh words, as Dwayne didn't like Robin's boyfriend. He hadn't had a good job, and Dwayne felt Robin wasn't wise to marry him. Robin has worked at a bank since graduation. Anyhow, Robin's boyfriend has gotten a job recently and has been working 10 hours a day, so guess things look better for them. Robin will be 19 about November 27th or 28th, and Nelda told Dwayne she was much younger than Robin when she married Dwayne. She was 17 and hadn't finished high school. We hope things work out okay all around. Today, little Debbie Duffy would be 19 years of age, and it just doesn't seem possible she's been gone so long. What a beautiful child she was, and she would now have been a gorgeous young lady, but we must realize she's in a far better place with Jesus. Someday in God's good time, we'll join her. Thank God. Up there will be no heartaches, pain, or tears. I pray for you folks, and Joe and Bucky, that God in His infinite love and wisdom will guide each one. If we could see beyond the years as God sees, it would help. How did the football game at Houston go for Conroe? Hope Wendell did well and didn't get banged up too much. Philip feels rather unhappy. He'd been practicing for a junior varsity basketball team, and now for some reason he can't play this year, but his scholarship covers his expenses quite well. Tom hasn't returned, and they don't know where he is. Blanca and baby Lyndon still live at their mobile home near Hastings. She comes out with Jerry's on Sundays and goes back Sunday nights. Little Lyndon gets cuter all the time. How can Tom bear to be away from such a fine little son? We can't understand him. This is a lovely day and quite cool, but no one can use bad weather as an excuse to stay away from the poles. Your beautiful birthday greeting was here when I came home yesterday, and your nice letter. Thanks so much for the sweet message and good wishes. How blessed I really am to have such dear and thoughtful children who always remember me. With loving family and good health, growing old isn't half bad. Uncle Ira is 80 now, and he was with us Sunday for our birthday dinner at Aunt Glennis. Richards were there also. They had a hard time getting their new well down and working, but finally it began to pump. Okay, Sunday night they could use their beautiful new bathroom, okay. Dick may get sent to Iran by Bless Company in January. Tink got laid off Saturday and will get unemployment. I can hardly imagine you folks moving into another home, but hope you love it. Mom,